that didn't really pay off. Unfortunately, he was facing a build that's very strong against an early pool. So Rhett got kind of, I feel like he got overthought in that series, and Nani was able to capitalize.
All right, going back to the scores, because I do want to get this right. There's a toss-up right now, and I'm not sure which is true, because I've been told one thing, people think another. I mentioned if Rhett was to win 2-1, right, that he would still advance over Naniwa, having 6 map wins to 5 map wins. So I got somebody who wrote to me saying, so does 6 map wins and 8 map losses beat 5 map wins and 7 map losses despite Naniwa winning the head-to-head? And I think that's true, right?
They had this issue last night, and I can't remember how they decided, because it was like TLO had more wins, or excuse me, he had a. I can't remember how they decided this. There's so many numbers flying around in my head.
I know, right? It's very complicated. We
I
have
don't
no
wanna do this
admin on
anymore.
standby.
Yeah,
There's like one admin to rule them all, who's everywhere, telling everybody everything. But if I'm not mistaken, and I could be mistaken, so I'm sorry if I am, but I'm pretty sure that 6 map wins is better than 5. Therefore, that would give Rhett the edge if he was to win 2-1.
it should go by map wins.
Yeah, it should be map wins, because it's in Dreamhack, and I'm pretty sure always been at Dreamhack, it's always map score over head-to-head. Always.
Yeah.
So if the map wins is going to be the deciding factor, which I'm pretty sure it is, then 6 beats 5. Therefore, Rhett would only need to win with a 2-1. And I am asking an admin, and we'll see if he gets back to me in time, as this game is still getting set up. It will be done in a couple of moments' time.
Just checking the thread right now, and everyone's just throwing numbers around.
No,
about
everyone's
possible
like,
scenarios.
You can tweet at us. You can let us know. You can give us your arguments back and forth. Counter arguments, straight out arguments at EG in control, and of course at Apollo SC2. All right, so I got another message on Twitter. So you want to go to Twitter, make sure the hashtag. So if you're messaging me, don't just message me. Make sure I get the hashtag in there.
Apollo is a stinky bum bum.
Hashtag DHW12. You want to say Apollo's a stinky bum bum. All right, so I got a message here from Hans Junestav saying, no, if NightEnd wins 2-0, him, Naniwa, and 4G are tied at 2 wins, 3 losses, 5 maps to 7. Naniwa has the best tie map score of 3-2 to advance. NightEnd is out. That's just gone. Woo! Another message here from Thomas Butcher. I'm sorry, I'm butchering names probably.
Butchering names.
If NightEnd wins 2-0, it's a 3-way tie for a 3rd place. Yes, we know that. And Naniwa beat 4GG. Who beat NightEnd? Who beat Naniwa? Oh my god, that was a tongue twist. All right. I'm not reading any more tweets that don't have hashtag DHW12. All right, let me have a look at another one. Apollo SC2, and this is from David Goer. Head-to-head is done first. I disagree. I really don't think head-to-head is first. I think it's map score. So I'm not going to read that anymore. I get a lot of tweets now. Apollo is a stinky bum bum. Hashtag DH12. DHW12. Well done for listening to...
I like the hashtag.
I had a tweet here from Mike at AdabisiSC. Do you have any idea what you're talking about?
It's freaking observers, man.
Hashtag DHW12.
I got one for us,
new
too.
ones. Oh,
Gamer Nick.
Yes.
Gamer Nick 4242 says, doesn't matter, boobs.
Did he hashtag?
Compelling argument. No hashtag.
Oh, you should have read it. There has to be a hashtag.
Oh, sorry. I apologize.
You cheat the system.
I did like his response, though.
What do you think of Naniwa's performance so far by Duck Reaper? Hashtag. Naniwa's performance, as stated, if you watch the game against NightEnd just now, that he's underperforming to his level, to his expected level. Oh God!
And he would tell you exactly the same thing. That's the thing. People are very. Nani was kind of an interesting character in the sense that a lot of people like either want to rush to his rescue because they see him as kind of a wounded character who's tragic in some ways, but then there's a lot of people that do the exact opposite. They get kind of antagonistic about him and go after him. The very bottom line is that the very core of Naniwa, his essence is as he's a competitor, and he cares about winning and winning only. So when he enters a tournament like this, anything short of winning the whole thing is a failure, but to varying degrees. You know what I mean? The further back his losses go, the more of an upset that is to him and to his fans. And I think that that's a testament to how good of a player he is. Not anything negative at all. I've said this about a lot of players, but if people look at Naniwa and they're like, wow, he lost really early on, the only reason they're talking about that is because the expectation for Naniwa is that he's supposed to be sitting on that stage in that arena playing for $37,000. That's the bottom line.
All right. Liquipedia have also just backed down from eliminating 4GG. 4GG is no longer red on Liquipedia.
Wow.
Liquipedia
was
backed
wrong
down from your argument, so it's a very complicated system.
Well, if they're wrong,
if
who's
they're
right?
wrong, then I don't know anything anymore.
I don't know it. That's
all right. So to go
everything I have
back
to
to what
base
we
off.
mentioned before, if NightEnd wins 2-0, it is a three-way tie, not a two-way tie. It's a three-way tie because we'd have Naniwa, 4GG, and NightEnd all at 2-3 with 5-7 in map score. And when a three-way tie happens at Dreamhack, because it's focused on map score, not head-to-head, I think, unofficial words, that we're going to have a fight between all three players.
Oh.
Because that's where the coin flip situation came from initially.
No. Well, it's not ever going to happen again.
That the coin flip won't come in, but that's the unofficial words. All right, I got a lot more tweets, by the way. I got 50 new ones. I'm not going to read all 50.
Oh, wait. Hang on.
Did the wise one speak?
The great Liquid Nazgul has spoken.
The wise one.
Hang on. Let me read this. Although this is all slightly amusing, it's pretty bad casters aren't fully informed on how tiebreakers work for the tournament they're casting. Whether this is on the casters or a tournament, I don't know. I hope the DH, ESL, MLG partnership will take a look at tiebreakers. I don't give a shit about it. The rest of what he said was like really boring. Nazgul, we oh my god!
I hope he's watching this stream, not the second one. I really do. Nazgul.
Basically, they
make
can't
sure to
explain
tweet
all
us.
the rules to us because we're idiots. We talk really well. We make bad jokes, and we entertain you. If we knew all the rules, chances are we wouldn't be funny or talk very well. That's what you're supposed to do. The guys that run everything.
Nazgul, you're a team manager. You should tell us what Rhett's going to do.
Yeah.
And by the way, on Liquipedia, the site that you run, Nazgul.
I'm gonna go edit his entry in Wikipedia right now. Used to be one of the best runners of every team ever until he made a bad post on Team Liquid.
Snoot has also been removed from advancing definitely.
Seriously? Liquipedia made another mistake?
Yeah.
Let me post on Team Liquid real quick. Liquipedia
Dear
has
Nazgul
a
and
journalistic
Liquipedia.
responsibility to report only the true results, not the fake wrong ones, making the commentators look bad. I'm writing that to you right now, Nazgul.
I'm actually going to write a PM too. Let me at Nazgul. Dear Diary.
I like the idea of talking to him through his own forum right now, by the way. He could then post, but I'll read it in real time.
All right, let's have a look. I got another message from an admin. I asked the question saying that does 6 map score wins beat 5? And he said, oh, now here's a twist in the story. You ready for this one?
Mm-hmm.
5 map wins and 6 map wins, considering they have 5 and 7, 6 and 8, tallies to the same total score.
I'm going to have to ask you to stop reporting the rules.
Official word from an admin. The groups are decided in the following order. Points, then maps, positive and negative, internal match. In the case of a 3-way tie of the previous criteria, internal maps, positive and negative, will decide.
I hear wah, 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 wah.
I hear Nazgul writing another message right now. I can hear his keyboard all the way from Holland.
Yeah.
It's going, by the way, these casters. If only they knew. I'm sorry,
You know what,
Nazgul.
though?
I wish I did.
To his point, casters should know all the rules. And they should have, in my opinion, casters should be judge, jury, and executioner of said rules as well.
Yeah.
So if like someone says something dumb, we'd go, Apollo, how do you feel about ejecting this player from the tournament? And he'd go, I agree with you. And then we just go, you're gone. And we should probably decide all the other things about tournaments as well.
Do you know what? The real transparent thing about all this is that if the camera was turned off and we went on stream, this is exactly what we'd be doing anyway. So you're just getting a kind of behind-the-scenes look at StarCraft 2 Dreamhack. Think of it that way. Positive attitude. Otherwise, you'd be staring at just a splash screen saying, be back soon.
I have a response from Nazgul.
Oh, shit.
Well, the first part's not to me. The second part is, not sure why In Control makes a joke out of it. It would be really good for the scene if that would happen. He should know as someone who joins tournaments occasionally as a player how good it would be for information supply to players. On the one hand, the reason I made a joke about it is because we're trying to kill time desperately as we wait here awkwardly. And it's really boring to just talk about match scores all the time. So if someone makes jokes, it makes it a little bit more fun. But is it good for the tournament for commentators to know all the rules? Yes, it is. Is it likely that any tournament's going to sit down the commentators and explain to them every one of the rules for the tournament? No. Did the TSL admins know all the rules? Or did they have to convene to talk about it sometimes?
In any casting pair I've ever been paired up with, I'm the one that never gets in trouble, and I love it.
You'll get in trouble.
No, I don't. I don't.
You're the one that told me to say everything I just said. And then
see, because when Nazgul was getting angry, that was directed at In Control.
It's not angry. Nazgul's one of the most professional people out there. He knows. He's just concerned. He wants all the casters to know everything. I agree with him. I wish that were the case. What are you doing?
Waiting for you to introduce the players.
Oh. You're also still debating with the admin. Son of a biscuit. Ladies and gentlemen, we finally have some games. We stopped talking numbers. That should be reason enough to applause. But hold your thoughts and your applauses until now. In the lower left-hand side, the Red Zerg from Team Liquid needing a win. Here it is, Liquid Ret. Ah, yeah. And it is all down to the wire, making the long, long journey for the BYOC, lugging his Romanian computer across the planet. And it brings him to this moment in time right now. It is the Romanian Fnatic NightEnd. First map will be Daybreak. And like I said, I'm excited. I want to see Rhett play for something, which you could see. He's a very passionate player last night. He was frustrated by his performance. He said, no, I'm 1-3. He was quite pissed about it. He talked about the misconstruing of his gameplay. He reads the threads, by the way. So when Rhett lost, he actually posted like 3 minutes later in the thread saying, it's really disappointing the way a lot of you talk about my level of play. So he not only is plugged into the community, but he's sensitive about it. He knows that how he performs will be seen and talked about. Cares a lot about it.
That's right. That was like a generic answer because I wasn't quite listening.
Yeah, that was certainly the yeah, whatever
like
you say.
This tournament's one of the worst I've ever been on. That's right. All right, so we are now into the game as the probe fights the drone fights the probe from denying its hatch read going down. All for grabs is the underline of this. Do you know what's going to be the interesting part? The fantastic part about Dreamhack is that all the sponsors, all the admins, all the bosses are going to go ahead and look at Twitter stats and say,
yep,
look at that spike in trends of DHW12. And then they're going to say, well, let's go and have a look at that great game that was played out. And let's find the timestamp, go back to the VOD, and all they're going to see is me and In Control debating map scores.
Debating map scores, internet arguing with Nazgul, is posting on a forum that I'm reading out loud. Some guys referencing boobs just randomly, but that was compelling in and of itself.
Imagine if one of the bosses of Dreamhack wanted to showcase the finest part of Dreamhack and used the Twitter trending as a reference.
Yeah.
And went there and was like, wait a minute, I mean, there must be a game here in a moment. And then they'd be here listening to us right now. And then how silly would they look?
We have a term. Well, in baseball, we have a term for that. So there's a thing called the books. That's where you keep track of like what was, a single, a double, a triple, a home run, whatever. Even if you hit the ugliest ball, but you make it to second base, in the books, it's called a double. That's what we say. So in the books, the Twitter metrics, they show, at one point in time, more people were interested. Who cares if they were talking about silly things? And you are not going to do that thing where you ignore me, but then just say, yep, so we're getting in the game again. I will poke you in the side right now.
All right, so the third hatch is down.
Oh, my God.
No, I'm just making sure the rules are clear to everybody watching.
It's not clear to anybody.
No, it is clear now.
You think so?
No, I mean, I don't know who advanced is, but I know what the rules are. The groups are decided by points, which they could be all tied up with, and then it goes to maps.
No.
What?
We can't start that up again. We got to commentate this game.
All right.
You're going to melt some brains and piss people off.
All right, sorry. I'm the guy
job.
that doesn't piss anyone off, so I would hate to do that.
Yeah. Well, I can see the warning signs, believe me. That's why I usually just walk right past them, just kind of march on into the distance. Standard PVZ thus far, gasless opening, but we have double gas going down at roughly 45 supply for Rhett. Rhett, fairly formulaic in his EVP, does a few things. Of course, as I say that, I do recall the Ohana game where he broke that trend and went into a 2-base Muta opening to strong effect. But I do anticipate kind of a +1 Roach opening here. And a lot of times he likes to follow it up with Mutas, but that's a little bit more outdated. I'm sure he'll go more into the 4-base Ling Infestor switch into the standard old late-game Wizard.
Happy to see the Stargate coming down.
Yes.
I'm actually very happy about that.
Yes.
I do very much so. In recent times, from what my personal experience is, probably different to yours, but maybe similar, and if it is similar, I'm going to be happy.
Okay.
Is that, in my experience playing against Zerg, is I felt like, because I played Terran 2, is that there were many, many times where I'm like, alright, I'm just going to sit back and be a girl. I was going to say another harsher word. I'm going to sit back and just take it, because there's nothing you can do against a Zerg when they get going.
Yeah.
But the Stargate offers something to slow them down, right? You can do something here.
Yeah, I mean,
to prevent
you're
them
guaranteed
from
to
just
at least
you.
have a presence out there. There's not going to be a network of spore callers you accidentally run into that just shuts them all down in 2 seconds. The advantage/disadvantage of Stargate is, yes, you're able to be out of the map, but it very much so rewards the more multitask-oriented, the faster Protoss player. It's not just about picking off Overlords, but it's more importantly about also picking off drones where you can, Queens if you can, and justifying the cost of that tech path. And that's part of the reason why we see Koreans so strongly opening up Stargate. And before you jump all over me, let me finish. Yes, I know 2-base robo openings are really, really popular right now, but before there was two-base all-ins going about after parting, it was all about the Stargate opening. MC, Hero, these guys really, really liked it. Crank at MLG did it all tournament long.
He did.
And he was doing very well before, unfortunately, I believe it was his neck injury that kind of made him have to withdraw from the tournament. Oh, and then he actually had that scheduling issue, but before that his neck was bothering him.
Well, surprise, surprise, Phoenixes are here, and the Spore Crawl is very late. This was not detected.
What do you think of this Void Ray coming in? I guess that's just for roaches, huh?
It could be for creep spread. Does he
Okay.
have a robo down?
Yeah, he's got a
Okay,
robo down.
so it could be for creep spread. Because I don't, and
Okay.
it also denies the fourth base being taken while the Phoenixes are doing all this
Yeah,
harassment,
yeah.
right? So, but that's a lot of roaches.
I like that. Yeah, and Rhett right now taking a page from the Stefano's EVP book, which says, I mean, Stefano was kind of famous for this a while ago, but when someone asked him, what do you do against a Stargate opening? He said, well, I just make roaches and attack. And we can see here that there's no position being taken to perhaps grab a third Nexus. NightEnd very happy to be on 2-base. But as I say that, the robotics bay is nearing like 20%, so Rhett could have a nice little timing window here where he's facing mostly Stalker, Zealots, and Sentry in a single cannon, and that is not much in the way of defense.
It's true. And, well, can he hold on? I don't know. This is going to be difficult.
Ooh, a little bit of miscontrol there from NightEnd. I'm not quite sure why he stepped forward there.
He needs to push these roaches back a little bit. That Cyber Core is going to fall shortly. There's a force field. It is tight. Good force field, too.
And Rhett's getting nervous about that fully charged Void Ray. It does a lot of damage to his armored roaches. That bonus damage is enjoyed by facing armored units. Cyber Score is going to get rebuilt here. It's not the biggest of deals that the Cyber Score got picked, but it was a really nice target. It stops, you know, things like sentries getting built here, but also the stalkers, which are the natural counter to any kind of roach composition. Rhett, in the meantime, is going to fall back. He doesn't have a 4th base set up, but as I said, of course, top left has been just most recently taken. And the big question is where does Rhett go from here? A 2nd evolution chamber is being added, passing lands nearing completion, so I do believe it's that natural, more Ling infestor heavy composition, but I really like the 2nd evolution chamber as well.
I do as well. I love it. Love the upgrades. 8 infestors on the way. What, man? What?
I'm so familiar with the conversational tool of like when you're not really listening and
No, I was
like,
listening. I do like
yeah,
upgrades.
Baseball. Love baseball.
Nice force fields.
I'm going to do it to you now. That's what I'll do. We'll move on normally, and at some point you're going to say something really analytical and smart and awesome, and I'll just be like, yeah, gateways. Gateways everywhere.
All right,
I'll
so
get you, Diapollo.
Rhett, of course, needs to win this 2-0. Can he do it against NightEnd? NightEnd, a good player. Spyro's on its way. No Hive. NightEnd, very, very known for 3-base all-ins. Yeah. Which is why the Hive has not started here. I'm going to get a bunch of Corruptors out, focus a lot more on this mid-tier army.
Wonderful Spire timing. You'll notice that at 146 supply, and with the 3rd Colossus coming out, NightEnd not really in a position to attack just yet, but he's getting closer to it. And as he gets closer to it, the Spire is finished. It's done. So Corruptors will be out, and that's a beautiful position for Red.
And as the Spire finishes, a probably good time to just build the Hive then. You know, get a good opportunity. Basically, you have all the time it takes to build a Hive to have an army ready to defend. So I think the Hive will start shortly. And, well, only 1-1 upgrades right now for Red, as +3 attack is on the way for NightEnd. There's the Hive beginning. +2 carapace as well. They're the Corruptors. And it looks like Rhett's setting up this counter-attack, but I think the Observer saw it, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep,
so.
absolutely did. Kind of interesting play by NightEnd here as well. I mean, no real intention of taking a 4th just yet. He's moving out now with his arm. We'll have to see what his intention is with that. But also no Stargate, right? So usually the 4th and the Stargate go down simultaneously, but instead we're seeing the final pylons getting added here. He's got Stalkers in his main in case there's some kind of weird Muta switch, which we see no intention for that to come out from Rhett. And Rhett's just very comfortably getting his Spinecrawler wall in down. And like you said, he's got Lings in counter position, but also they're in position to free up supply for those Broodlords that are incoming fairly soon.
Yeah, 6 Corruptors then straight over to Broodlords shortly. Rhett almost on 5 bases once he takes the gas properly. I mean, it's not really a base until it's taken. I mean, I guess it is a base, but it's not an efficient base. I don't know where I was really going with that one, but the Overseer with the army as well.
You almost got stuck in like an infinite loop of like talking about base. Like, oh no,
it is a base, but it isn't a base, but it is a base.
No, Apollo, it's the match scores again all over. These infestors are just fully loaded. If you look at them, the majority of them have 200 energy. There's 11 infestors here. More Spinecrawlers being added. Zerglings coming out. Full upgrades. I do like the Adrenal upgrade. That's something that a lot of Zergs skip, and I really hate it when they do.
Do you know who did get caught in a trap is Rhett here. Imagine if he did just go for a fast Hive. He would have had all the Broodlords out by now, but unfortunately he was expecting a much faster attack here. And now he's not ready, and there's +3 down. So NightEnd gets all the benefits from this game, actually, the decisions from this late game.
It's going to come down to army control, and Rhett's kind of suffered with that in recent histories. He's laying down individual fungals, but who cares? It needs to be one big action. He's now moving forward. There's no support. Here come the Zerglings, the Fungals doing pretty good damage, but there's so much Protoss here, and the Corruptors are just melting. I think Rhett's in trouble.
Rhett is in trouble.
Rhett's in a lot of trouble. Oh no.
Stalkers are alive. The Colossus are even more so alive as Rhett's army disappears. And I want to talk to you a little bit more about that timing in a second once this game's actually over, but the Greatest Spire almost done. 2-2 not done either for Rhett. The spines get broken down and NightEnd pops the shell.
I mean, that was the main thrust of what Rhett has at his disposal. He's making 58 Zerglings. The upgrades are rounding out, but unfortunately for him, without any real Corruptors to speak of, he's got 13 of them coming out just now. I mean, maybe if NightEnd gets really complacent, just sits there, but I don't see him doing that. I think he should just move up.
Should be going for it. Just getting the victory right here. It's within his grasp. As the Infestors start to fall down. Great blink. Another one goes. And NightEnd, the Romanian, coming from the winners, or the BYOC, the open bracket, is about to make his way over Rhett in game number 1.
I mean, it's awesome to see that NightEnd, he too started off slow in this group, you know? He lost the first couple best of 3s, if I'm not mistaken. But here he is, making a march, and with everything on the line for Rhett, he is unfortunately getting cracked by that very traditional, very classical 3-base. It's not really fair to call it an all-in, but at least timing. And NightEnd's just very happy sitting on 3 attack upgrade. You can notice no sentries in this army. It's all stalkers. He's adding the Colossus, frying those frontline Zerglings. Broodlord's army and morphed in, but it's just not going to be enough. There's nothing to support him.
GG. NightEnd picks up map number 1 against Rhett. This is a best of 3, remember.
But that does, I mean, does that actually eliminate Rhett?
Don't ask.
Yeah, thank you.
Fine,
Very good
I'll
answer.
tell you when the series is over.
Yeah.
As
my brain's completely destroyed.
For Nazgul, who's watching this cast right now, the reason why we can't tell anything, because all the admins have gathered around each other, Hellspawn leading the charge, discussing what it actually means. The players don't even know themselves.
I will promise you this, Nazgul, though. If they
True.
do come away with that saying they've decided on like a coin flip, I will do battle with the admins for you. Because that's the decision that nobody wants.
Imagine that. Right now, I had a message from the lead admin here at Dreamhack saying, we are all discussing super duper lead admin. You only use super duper once or twice in your lifetime, so that is a massive statement for Hellspawn. Is laying the smackdown with the admins.
They're just deciding this.
In a good or bad way. And the last time Hellspawn did that a year and a half ago, it ended in a coin flip.
I like, you know, you're being cheeky when you smile to yourself like that and you're not even making the sound. You just keep looking at the monitor. You're like, ugh. I made a funny joke.
It only happens once or twice because I'm not really a funny guy, so I appreciate every little edge I get.
Yeah, right.
What? Yeah, right. That wasn't funny. Or yeah, right. I'm not funny.
No, you being humble about not being a funny guy. You're of course a funny guy. So a couple of results here. It looks like Snoot did advance.
Why is that? Because
I don't know.
Wikipedia changed again.
It did change again. It shows him as yellow, despite. I don't know. Friar's up 1-0 on him, by the way, according to this right here.
You know, you shouldn't even have gone there.
Why are we still talking about this?
I don't know. Let's get on to game 2. It's
just start the game.
Almost ready to go. Whenever this happens, one song always comes to mind. Whenever.
Girls just want to have fun?
No. I don't know why that would come to mind.
Because they do.
In a match score situation.
Is there any situation where it's not okay to have fun?
Right now.
Yeah, that's true.
This is a really bad time to have fun, guys.
Yeah.
People are getting angry. This is not a good time to have fun. But the song I was actually referring to...
Whistle.
Nope, not Whistle either.
Don't make me laugh. People think I'm a smoker.
The song I was really trying to reference to was Going Deeper Underground. As that's the perfect song that plays in my head.
Why?
Because I keep digging myself deeper.
Explain yourself. Is that what the song's about?
You never heard it?
Going deeper underground?
Yeah.
There's a song
called that?
Going
deeper underground. Going and going and going deeper under. You don't know that song?
I think I heard that song.
That's what
As
song
my dad
plays.
played it while driving his 1985 car when I was like 4 years old.
That's right. That very song your dad listened to. That one day in his truck. Or as we would say in England,
Jeep Cherokee.
A lorry.
What the hell is a lorry? You call trucks lorries?
If you want to, so in school, when you have, as Rep pauses, a perfect time to tell this story.
Tell the story, please.
Is maybe you get asked, what's your parents do? What's your father do? And maybe in America you say he's a truck driver. He goes from A
your dad's
to B.
lorry drivers?
We say lorry drivers.
You actually do.
Let
say
me
that.
hold on a second. I'm gonna go to Google for you, and I'm gonna make sure it's .co.uk.
Look why Rhett's pausing. You're missing this.
What?
He's pausing because he wants to know if he has a chance to
Oh,
advance.
great! It's
been put on the line.
That just sorts everything out.
Bring the discussion back up, please.
Anyway, look, I just typed in lorry. Look, typed in lorry. LORRY. Look what comes up.
Weird-looking trucks.
A lorry. Anyway, that is great that Rhett's done that because that puts us back in the spotlight again. As Rhett literally paused, saying, "I want to know if I'm winning, if I can win or not."
So, Apollo's gonna break it down for us real quick. Then what the rules are on this.
You know, I told you about that song. It's coming back again.
No, we ain't talking about that.
All right. Well, I'm gonna open up my admin chat, which hasn't been responded to in a while. NightEnd's even taken a jab at it. I think we should go back in game and have a look at NightEnd's reasoning.
Oh, I like that idea.
What, NightEnd jabbing at it? Let's
see. Yeah, I know.
NightEnd's, I think it's like this. All right, it's your turn, man. You do the talking for us. All right, Rhett's doing
I win
it. All right, we need to look
then I'm
at this.
6-8 and anyway, and 4G 5-7-5-7.
If I win 2-1,
tie me King of the Nord. Did he just say that? What does he mean by King of the Nord?
I don't know,
Isn't
but
that Skyrim?
I think we should have a look at the in-game screen because we're missing it all now. That's not my fault.
Oh my God, they're debating about it.
I
don't think there's anyone in Scandinavia that's not debating about how to break up these ties.
press F11. Is it F11?
Ties are killing esports.
Now look. So go down. I think it's like this. If I win 2-1 somehow, then I'm 6-8 in Naniwa and 4GG of 5-7-5-7. If I win 2-0, it's three-way tie. Me King of the Nord and 4GG. But Naniwa beat both of us, so what's it matter if most wins counts for anything? No, I won Naniwa. I mean for me. Well, guess what we got to at the end of that?
I'm like so out of my element. This is the worst place for me to be in right now. There's thousands of people around me talking about numbers.
Were you good at math in school?
No, not at all.
Why?
Not good in math right now. What?
Why?
I don't know. It's just not my forte. Not very good at it. I wasn't very good at anything in school, though.
Really? What was your best? Sports?
Well, I'm being humble. I used to be able to write
Probably
a meme
English,
paper.
right?
Yeah, I like anything to do with the English category. I loved writing. I loved reading, and I liked discussing novels and that kind of thing.
All right. Well, I think this is the perfect time, guys, to go hashtag DH.
Yeah, we'll read them.
W12.
We'll read them. Let's spike up that interest again.
If you don't tweet that,
wait, found out. What's the answer? Don't just say we found out. Tell us the answer. Yeah, NightEnd.
What did we find out?
And the answer is.
I have to put the mic next to the drum roll.
Is
that why?
He starts off a sentence with why.
You can't start it like that.
He will ruin the shock effect. All of a sudden, he's fucking Michael Bay. And he's telling us the emotional drive of this. Rhett. Oh, he can't hear me. Son of a biscuit. No! No, Adabisi, what are you doing? Adabisi!
All right, well.
It'll ruin the shock effect, he said? This guy. It'll ruin the shock effect.
He's like, NightEnd, I know the end of this book, but I want you to read it first.
He's like, hang on, everyone. 30,000 people, pause. I need an answer. Gets the answer and then says, all right, we can start again. NightEnd goes, whoa. What was the answer? And he goes, nah, I've decided you don't actually get the answer to that. I was the one that needed it. Holy crap. I love you, Rhett. I lost all my hotkeys during the fight. That's the punishment you pay.
Wow, this is great.
Man. Freaking love StarCraft 2.
I can't believe Rhett just did that, by the way. I'm still actually
adorable.
You know
what's cool is knowing Rhett, because this is not like a weird. I would, in an adorable way, that made sense to Rhett. And like a lot of people would be joking, like, oh, tee-hee, what was it? And he's like, no, seriously, start. I don't want to tell you. I want the shock to be there. It worked. I'm on pins and needles.
And the overlords.
What?
I just did the and the Overlord is making its way across the map.
Oh, look at that zoom in. Get it off. No. Yggdrasil, or how do you say it? The hero Overlord?
I don't know. I didn't play single player.
Adabisi said it last night. It was amazing. But then I had someone actually tweet at me. So while we're still doing this thing where we don't actually commentate StarCraft 2, I guess. He was not a true hero of the single player. He was actually a part of the like the mod that you could make. He was a hero that you could add into the game through map editing. You're not listening again. Paul, I'm going to strike you down. I have I'm going to tell a quick story before we actually get too much further in this game, and it gets annoying for a lot of people, and I'm probably already there, but that's okay.
Oh, no.
One of the times, my dad has this thing where he's not very good at multitasking, so he was reading the newspaper when I was a kid. And I was that annoying kid that asked questions about everything, and I asked him, I said, Dad, why is it that sometimes the moon is not full?
What did
and
he say?
He answered, while reading a newspaper, so I know that he wasn't giving a shit about this answer. He said, sometimes the clouds cover it up. So that's funny. You know, I'm like a 5-year-old and I believe that. I didn't find out that wasn't the reason until I was like 12 years old. I believed that the moon was covered by clouds until I was 12 years old. That's the emotional scarring you're doing right now by typing to that admin instead of talking to me. My God.
Well, the thing is, I know the end of the story now.
Welcome to Dreamhack Winner with Jeff Incontrol Robinson and half of Sean DiApollo Clark.
You got my good half, though.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Sounds like it. Anyways, so we've effectively botched 5 minutes and 30 seconds of this really important game. Thankfully, it is just a 3-hatch no-gas opening. We're going to hit 45 supply, and then Rhett's going to do what? And Apollo can't answer this question, but it's double gas. Double gas.
Yeah,
there we go.
I was reading again.
You son of a biscuit.
All right.
45 supply? 46 supply?
I know the answers. I'm going to speak about the answers.
Gas number 1?
All right, because everybody wants to bloody know, and I'm one of them.
All right, we'll do it.
And I do know.
Just get it over with. I want it done.
You can find the conclusion. You have to follow me on Twitter at PoloC2. I'm going to go.
You're such a bitch.
All right, the conclusion is that Rhett is out no matter what now.
Oh.
I don't know. The thing is, I know the conclusion, but I never read the book, so I actually don't know how or why.
But NightEnd's playing for some, right?
NightEnd, if he wins 2-0, is through. If he wins 2-1, Naniwa's through.
Oh, my God.
Done.
All right.
Done.
Well,
done.
Naniwa right now needs a win. Naniwa needs a win or NightEnd needs a win. Such an important match. And everyone's hoping for something from Rhett. Rhett is so popular right now. You can follow him on Twitter at Liquid Rhett, by the way.
I was actually expecting Liquid Rhett to go. If you want to know follow me and I'll tell you.
That'd be sick.
Anyway, we've got Double Evolution Chamber coming down by Rhett.
Really weird place for it.
I guess that makes sense why Rhett didn't want to say anything, because he kind of knew that he was out, so didn't want to say that. Hey guys, I'm out.
Okay.
But we do have an Immortal be made after the Observer here. I have seen NightEnd, and with the Twilight Council come down, it's going to be an Immortal third base. It is possible to defend. It is hard, but possible.
This is the style that was the macro Protoss style for a long time. I mean, and as I say that, this is actually, selfishly speaking, this is like my bread and butter build. Like, you still go Robo Immortal. You get the Observer out for detection. You have the Twilight Council typically to get your second tier of upgrades, which is what he's waiting on. He's got +1 attack. Done. And then you expand with this. It was only with this like re-emergence of the revolution of the Immortal All-In where Protoss are saying, no, you can't beat Zerg past 20 minutes, so all we do now is 2 or 3 base All-Ins.
That's right. Lots of All-Ins, and I'm one of those All-Inners.
Are you still playing random?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were a Zerg player by now. No joke there.
That's funny.
People say your Zerg's your best.
It is, because it's the easiest. No jab. That was not intended. I guess it depends just where you want to look at it. Anyway, we have Blink on the way and +2.
Developing story here. There's one drone on the gas of the natural, and yes, in part that's me being a nitpicker, but also looking at that, I mean, if Rhett doesn't actually recognize that for a while, that becomes a huge issue.
Yeah. But he should do, because he's got still got another gas to be taken there. So 2 macro hatches coming down by Rhett.
Ling Baneling
available. Yeah, the Baneling nest has not been scouted here. With Baneling speed on the way, a lot of Zerglings.
Oh, he's actually just gonna go for it. This is like a ZVT, man. He's gonna make a billion Banelings and just kind of go for it right here.
The Robobait isn't down either, so this is pretty intense. The force fields have to be spectacular.
Yes, because there's only 6 sentries.
And
they have a lot of energy, but there's only 6 sentries.
And there's 600 Zerglings, so it's a lot. Clone Swarm 1's about to finish. Baneling speed soon as well.
This Observer gets immediate MVP right now, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Because you know how many pros just randomly are like, all right, time to push out and go guard the middle ground. And then this army surrounds them and murders them. But with that Observer, he doesn't do that. He goes, holy crap.
I got to be careful.
What is out there?
Oh, wow, look at that. Well, force fields need to be stronger than ever. There's the robotics base, so eventually Colossus will join this. It looks like it's going to be... if Rhett actually does this well and comes from 2 angles and makes NightEnd slap the best force fields down we've ever seen, then Rhett can actually win if that doesn't happen.
This third's either dead or NightEnd has the wisdom and the balls to say, I can't defend my third.
Look at this.
You can't defend your third. No way. Rhett's actually just kind of ignoring the third right now.
Because I think once the force fields go down, he can go in.
Yeah. I mean, kind of.
Clumped force fields.
Now he goes for the third, for sure. So yeah, look, the 1 Zelt Warp, and I like that.
He's going for it again. He wants to kill the army off rather than the third. He can easily kill the third, but he's choosing not to.
Yeah. Oh, Baneling almost connected with those 2 sentries over there that had the last remaining energy.
Uh-oh, there's like 2 of the 3 force fields left. 1, 2, 3. And the Banelings are getting in there.
No, it's not going to work. And Rhett's just kind of still making Zerglings.
Well, he could have killed the third, he could have killed the army, and eventually he did nothing. So...
I feel like we're watching
look at that resources lost. Wow. NightEnd now with great momentum. He has a Colossus on the way. The +2 Zealots and everything else has just killed everything, and Rhett's down to 86 supply.
He's going to take the hatchery in front of NightEnd's base. So Rhett's actually... We're actually watching the mental breakdown of a player right now.
That's right. He's going to use those as faster reinforcements. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
And another one. And another one.
Oh, he's taking all the bases.
Oh, this is actually optimal strategy here. You take all the bases, you get all the money.
Yep.
And you end up winning because you have so much money.
In a crazy, unparalleled decision, Red has decided to quad. What is a 5 expand? What do you call that?
5 expansions at once.
No. I mean the fancy word for it.
There is no fancy word in Europe.
So there's quadruple, and then there's what?
Quin something.
Quintuplet expand.
Quintuplets.
I don't know. This must be weird for NightEnd right now. He's gonna be like, you're expanding in front of my base.
I have a feeling that Rhett knows that he's dead after that great defense by NightEnd.
Rhett's wasting a lot of people's time right now.
No, I told you, he's trying to get all the money. If you get all the money, you get everything in life.
Okay.
Everything. So that's what Rhett's looking for.
Here we go. He's got a good concave of these Banelings. He's also surrounded the Protoss player in bases.
Boom shakalaka.
Nani was going to back up. Not Nani, excuse me. NightEnd backs up. And the trap is sprung. And it turns out the Team Liquid Zergs have not quite figured out how Ling Baneling can work against force fields, but...
Boom.
Those 4 Immortals, by the way. My god. That didn't work either.
Well, that was a lot of green glue going everywhere. For nothing. And NightEnd takes another victory, and that unit's lost tab is becoming more and more ugly as this game goes on. As Rhett decided to take all the hatcheries, never decided to take all the money. And now we have DTs on the way out.
The minimap must look good on screen, said Rhett.
Says Rhett.
Being funny, not quite one of his specialties.
As you can see, NightEnd's put on a bit of weight recently as a double chin.
Yeah, the double smile is embarrassing there.
DTs do make their way in here. Nothing but links being made. 2 Overseers now coming in by Rhett. And all the lings in the world, as Rhett is now up to a total of 65 with more and more coming. He has 650 gas in the bank, is going to optimally keep on building Banelings. And eventually here, NightEnd's just going to roll like a boss.
The interesting result of actually losing his third here, Rhett does have a 4th, 5th, and 6th base to choose from to saturate, as they are remaining completely vacant of anything of importance. However, they have produced 3 larvae. And you can see that on production tab, we have 8 more Zerglings coming in to join up with his army that is still just kind of Zerglings and Banglings.
Remember, if NightEnd wins 2-0, he knocks out Naniwa. So NightEnd with the world in his hands.
Yeah. I think NightEnd should win this game.
I'm pretty sure. As 4 Colossus now kill Zerglings faster than anything else I've seen all day. And they will continue to do so as Rhett is only building Zerglings, and his strategy to take all the money in the world has not worked out like everybody else that says get rich or die trying.
Not yet.
Not today.
4 Colossus is going to be a very tough number of units here for Rhett to deal with. Rhett's still spreading that creep, though. Fantastic creep spread, I will say that.
Not for much longer.
No. No.
As NightEnd wants to go to the round of 12. The force fields come down. Rhett floods in with Banelings, but Stalkers observe the Banelings very, very well here. And NightEnd, 200 supply to 60. And NightEnd is almost guaranteed victory for the past 5 minutes, to be honest, as he makes his march forward here to move on to the round of 12 with some work. This will work versus a Mortal Sentry.
I do like the meta game of smiles we're seeing here. I've never seen the double smile like that. I mean, NightEnd, what is that?
It's a smile.
Nice one. So Rhett's kind of hanging out.
Yeah, no, GG. GG, and NightEnd takes the 2-0 victory here over Liquid Red, and NightEnd now moves on. This is what the official wording was. Moves on in 3rd place within that group, coming from the BYOC bracket, getting into Group D, and leaving Group D in 3rd place, moving on to the round of 12.
And good for him. Being one of the BYOC players to do that is actually just an amazing feat.
Yeah.
And then also the group of death. I mean, a little bit sad that we didn't see a much more high-level game in that final series. I think Naniwa would have asked or would have liked that, but of course, anytime you don't have control of your own destiny, that is what you're at risk of. Basically, Rhett found out he's playing for nothing. So, I mean, some guys would try really hard, but they don't have to. He had nothing to play for. Win or lose there, it does nothing different. So, again, for us, selfishly, I think I would have liked to have seen a contended match, because I think Rhett has so much more to give in this matchup, and his match against Naniwa, but then his match here, a lot of people saw that and they're like, "Wow, Rhett's not very good ZVP." But that's not the case, and it's kind of unfortunate, I think.
That is the case. That's not the case. Sorry. As that does us for this stream for now. We will be back with a round of 12. We'll be broadcasting 2 best of 5s from the round of 12 before we close up today, and of course be coming back tomorrow in the round of 8. If there are any updates, we will come back immediately to let you know. If not, the last stream live here from Dreamhack is stream 2, and I'm sure they can clear up some of the things that we can't. So guys, that's been us here. See you in a bit.